Just imagine galloping in a field on your horses bareback with your friends, and you're laughing and smiling, and the next thing you know, you got a mouthful of dirt and you're on the ground wondering what happened. With horses, you never know what to expect, but that's the fun part about them. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about them. We're going to talk about horse characteristics, types of riding, and equipment involved with riding horses. Horse characteristics are mainly breeds of horses, color types, markings, and other things such as height, and why horses are measured in hands instead of feet. There are about 267 breeds of horses and ponies in the world, if I can remember correctly. Quarter horses, Arabians, thoroughbreds, paints, just to name a few. Now when it comes to the color of horse, there's not as many. There's mainly black, white, gray, palomino, roan, chestnut, bay, sorrel, paint, Appaloosa, and others of the same variation. Now, markings are what make a horse interesting, I think. You can have face markings, leg markings, and even body markings. There are 5 different face markings. A star is a small white spot on a horse's forehead, while a snip is a small white spot on the horse's muzzle. A blaze is a wide stripe of white down the face, while a strip is a narrow strip of white down the horse's face. Lastly, there's something called a bald face, which is a white face extending either one or both eyes and down the sides of the face. Now, there are 7 types of leg markings on a horse. The 2 simplest ones are the stocking and the half stocking. Stocking is a white leg all the way from the hoof to the knee, and the half stocking is just halfway up to the knee. A pastern is white to the bottom of the fetlock, or in better terms, ankle. Then there are the ermine spots, which are just colored spots in a white leg. A stock or an anklet is a white stocking including the ankle. A coronet is just a white ring around the bottom of the leg right above the hoof, while a heel spot is quite self-explanatory with just spots on the heels. Now let's talk about why horses are measured in what we call hands. A hand in horse language equals 4 inches. For example, a horse that measures 60 inches would be 15 hands tall, while if a horse measured 63 inches would be 15.3 hands, or 15 hands and 3 inches tall. There are 3 major types of riding: English, Western, and dressage. First we'll talk about Western riding. This type of riding involves a larger saddle and a larger bit for the horses. Different sports involving Western riding are Western pleasure, barrel racing, pole bending, roping, and herding. You also dress differently in each type of riding. Western riding wears the typical cowboy boots, jeans, and a plaid button-down. Western riding is mainly what you see in old Western movies. Now, English riding, that's the fun one. Smaller saddle, nothing to hold on to but the strength of your own legs and bounce, and much more adrenaline pumping. That's why English riding is mainly different from Western. Besides the fact that the English riders do sports such as stadium jumping, cross-country jumping, or just plain English pleasure. Even though I started off riding Western, I made the switch to English when I was about 7 and never went back. Stadium jumping was my thing. Lastly, there's a type of riding called dressage. I can easily describe it as ballet for horses. The saddles look exactly as English saddles do, but they are a bit larger and longer. Dressage is much different from the other types of riding because it is more controlled and fancy, I guess you could say. The requirements in the show are to perform a pattern while asking your horse to succeed the normal tasks such as walk, trot, or canter. Lastly, we'll talk about horse equipment. There are many different forms of equipment involved in horseback riding. The most important thing you have in order to do anything with a horse is a halter and lead rope. This way you can lead them around right as you take them out of the stall. Then there's grooming equipment, such as brushes for the coat, brushes for the mane and tail, and so forth. Next is the riding equipment. In order to ride a horse successfully, you're going to need a saddle with a girth and a bridle. The girth is the cinch that goes around the horse's stomach to secure the saddle on the back of the horse, while the bridle is the thing that goes in the head that's attached to the bit that goes into his mouth. It makes it easier for you to control the horse. These are the main things you need to ride a horse, but as you do more things with a horse, there are more types of equipment you can use on your horse. Things such as leg wraps to protect your legs while jumping, or shipping boots to protect his legs while trotting in the trailer. That's mainly the important things about riding horses and a little bit about horses themselves. My main points were characteristics of horses, types of riding, and the equipment involved with horses. I hope you guys enjoyed my speech, and thank you very much.